Hi everybody, welcome back to Reading with Miss B. Today's story is called The Tooth Fairy. Take a look at the picture on the front of this book. The story sounds like it says The Tooth Fairy, only there's one letter that's changed. What letter in the title has changed? That's right. The F in fairy has been changed to H so that it says Tooth Fairy. And do you see a Tooth Fairy or a Tooth Fairy? Someone disguised as a Tooth Fairy? Yes, it's a dog. Surprise, surprise. Miss Badia has another story about dogs, you're probably thinking. That's because Miss Badia loves dogs. Anyhow, I digress. Today's story is about two dogs, and one dog has lost her tooth. And she's sad because she doesn't think that there's a tooth fairy for dogs. Do you believe in the tooth fairy? Have you ever lost any teeth? How many teeth have you lost before? How many teeth did you donate to the tooth fairy? Did she or he leave a special surprise when she or he took your tooth? I wonder what's going to happen in this story. I wonder if there's going to be a tooth fairy for dogs called the Tooth Fairy. And I wonder what surprise it's going to leave for the main characters. Let's find out. Now, there's two things before we get started about this story that Miss Badia wants to tell you. First of all, the story was told by someone named Pat Harrison. That would be the author. The author is the person who writes the story. And you're probably thinking, who did the pictures? That's called an illustrator. Only in this story, it's not that there's no illustrator, there's a photographer, because all of the pictures are real-life pictures, and they're photographs done by both Lee and Pat Harrison. So two cool things about this book. Let's find out what happens in it, shall we? The Tooth Fairy. Oh my goodness. That's a different dog that was on the cover, right? There's this one, and I think this one. Okay, look again. There's this one, and then there's this one. Which dog do you think is going to play the part of the Tooth Fairy? This one or this one? That's right. I think it's going to be the shaggy black dog who's going to be the Tooth Fairy. And maybe that means the white dog is going to be the character that loses his or her tooth. Let's find out. One day, Charlie and Fluffy were outside eating blueberries. Fluffy cried, "Ouch!" Why did she cry ouch, boys and girls? What happened? Yes, she lost a tooth probably. Her tooth came out. Has that ever happened to you where you've been eating something and all of a sudden your tooth has come out? Or maybe you were playing on the playground and your tooth came out suddenly and you had to go to the office? Share your experience with a friend. "Charlie, look at me," said Fluffy. "I lost my tooth." Looks like she's smiling. I guess her name is Fluffy, and the black dog's name is, yes, Charlie. She looks pretty excited to lose her tooth. Charlie looked on the ground for Fluffy's tooth. "I found it," he shouted.